Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Figure King coming to you with yet another review. Now, today we'll be looking at a character who, other than Robin, was not only a member of the Teen Titans, but was also a member of the Justice League. And I'm talking about, of course, none other than Cyborg. Now, this is a figure that I've been wanting to get my hands on for quite some time. They are releasing newer figures of Cyborg. We will be getting one from DC Icons. DC Icons, of course, is the one of the newer brands, or one of the newer lines, I should say, from DC Collectibles, and they are the 6-inch, and I want to say shorter because they're not really 6-inch figures to me. I haven't measured them before, but I want to say they're not exactly 6 inches, but they do have great detail, articulation, and they do come with a lot of accessories. And speaking of DC Icons, I do have a few that I will be doing reviews on, and those will be coming to you guys soon. But this guy has been out for a little over a year and a half, I want to say. I saw this figure online. I actually saw a different review on it, and I said, wow, I really have to get my hands on that figure, and here it is. So, with the other DC collectibles, a lot of DC collectibles, they come with the standard window box packaging. Cyborg, of course, is no exception. He comes with the nice white, gray, and black window box packaging. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's some gray in there, and it's black around there. We got, of course, the white, but up at the top here, it says Justice League. There we've got DC Collectibles, and of course the DC logo. Down here at the bottom, it lets us know that this is the New 52 Cyborg action figure. You turn it to the side, you get a really nice picture of the figure. Down here at the bottom, it tells us that it was sculpted by Brian Fay. And here on the back, we do have the rest of the figures in this line. Of course, up top, you got Cyborg. There's a bit of a read up there. If you want, you can go ahead and pause the video and read that if you like. We've got the New 52 Justice League Wonder Woman and the Justice League Darkseid. That's the deluxe figure. I really do want that figure still. If you don't know what figure that is, it's the massive Darkseid figure that DC Collectibles released about 2 years ago. And I mean, wow, I saw that thing and I said, whoa, I have to get that. It's a very, very nice figure. And of course, down here at the bottom, we've got the members of the Justice League. And of course, the We Can Be Heroes stamp there, the DC Comics logo there. And here we've got a nice silhouette of the figure. I'm gonna go ahead, take a break, guys, get this guy cracked open, and we will start the review. Alright, guys, and here is Cyborg out of the packaging, and I have to say, I don't regret getting this figure at all. Now, I will say, before I say anything else, the articulation on this guy isn't that great. DC Collectibles, that's one thing they're known for. They're known for having beautifully sculpted figures, but the articulation isn't that great. It's not horrible, but it's not as good as some of their competitors. Now, Cyborg, like I said before, is really no exception. He doesn't really have that good of articulation, but he is a really beautifully sculpted figure. From the amazing face sculpt all the way to the armor. And Cyborg does come with one accessory. I know you see it sitting there and you're probably wondering, well, what the heck is that? I've never seen that figure before. What is it? It's actually his blaster cannon, and it pops on really easily, and it's nicely done. It's really well done. The detail in this guy is nice. See the ridges there, and the legs, the clamps that open up. It's more of a claw, but you can see the red beam in there, getting ready to fire off. He has a couple of other red dots around there, just for effect, really. But I mean, just looking at this thing, it is amazing. Like I said, DC Collectibles, they don't really lag in the department of looks as far as their figures go. Their detail is amazing. So here's a look at Cyborg. Now, like I said before, Cyborg has a really good face sculpt. I'll try to get him on camera there. His face sculpt is amazing. Victor Stone, 2 thumbs up. He really does look like Victor Stone. His armor's good. Now, this guy is a beefier figure. He's a really bulky. It's really because of the armor. But compared to your 6.5, 7-inch figures, Cyborg is the right size if you're gonna pair him with your other figures. And if you are starting a new 52 Justice League line of figures, or collection, I should say, Cyborg is a definite must-have for that collection. I mean, just wow! Like the sculpt on this guy is amazing. So just to go over the articulation, like I said, the articulation isn't great, but it's not bad. Like I said before. So he does have a ball joint. His head is on a ball joint, so he can look down. He looks down about that much. He doesn't really look up at all. He can look straight ahead. That's about as far up as you're gonna get his head to go. He has the ball joint in the shoulder, so he can only move his arms up about that much. And the reason being, is because of the shoulder pads there. Like I said, he's a really bulky figure, so the metal parts do kind of hinder his articulation a little bit. He can't, he can rotate his arms a full 360 degrees. He has the single jointed elbow, so he can put his arm about that much. He has the swivel in the wrist. There's no swivel or anything. Well, that's actually a forearm swivel. I do apologize. It's not a wrist swivel. He doesn't have a wrist swivel because he's got the big bulky guards there, like the big bulky metal pieces. So he doesn't really have a wrist swivel or anything like that. He doesn't really have an ab crunch at all. No waist swivel or anything like that. He doesn't have the ball joint in the crotch area. There isn't a thigh swivel or anything like that. Like I said, guys, the articulation on this guy is not great, but what he lacks in articulation, he does make up in the design. He's got the single jointed knee. His knee or his leg, I'm sorry, goes up that much. And there's no articulation from the knee down. It's partly because he's pretty much a robot or a cybernetic organism, hence the name Cyborg. But I'll show you guys here how easy it is taking the arm out and swapping it. Swapping the regular arm out for the blaster cannon. See, goes in pretty good. Didn't hear a snap. That's because it goes right in the grooves. You're not really gonna hear a snap when you're putting that guy on. You might hear maybe a small snap, but other than that, it goes on well and it stays in pretty good. And yeah, I mean, a nice figure. Like I said, I'm glad that I got it. It took me just about a week to get it because they screwed up in the delivering. They had the wrong address down, so I had to fight UPS to get this guy, but he's here, and I was able to do the review for you guys. If you guys are not subscribed to the Figure King, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Figure King now. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up, and remember, keep collecting.